All right, let's multiply and divide integers. And remember what an integer is. An integer is a positive or a negative whole number, or zero. There are rules whenever it comes to multiplying integers. And so if you are multiplying and you have two positives or two negatives, so if the signs are the same, then your answer will always be positive. So a positive number times a positive number equals a positive number. A negative times a negative number is also a positive number. When they have different signs, so if you have a positive times a negative, that's a negative. If you have a negative times a positive, you also get a negative number. Okay, so let's multiply these. On part A, we have negative 9 times 3. So negative 9 times 3, the signs are different. So that would be a negative times a positive. So our answer is going to be negative 27. Okay, on part B, negative 2 times negative 5. Our signs are the same, so we're going to multiply those numbers and our answer will be positive. So this is a positive 10. On part C, we've got a positive 4 times a negative 8. So signs are different. Our answer will be negative 32. On part D, positive 7 times positive 6. Signs are the same, so our answer will be a positive number, and it is positive 42. Okay, anytime you multiply a number by negative 1, you get the opposite of the number. So if I multiply 8 times negative 1, I get negative 8. If I multiply negative 10 times negative 1, I get positive 10. So multiplying by negative 1 gives you the opposite of that number. Okay, on this one, so I've got A, on part A, negative 1 times 7, which is negative 7. On part B, negative 1 times negative 11 is positive 11. Okay, so the rules are the same for dividing. If your signs are the same, your result will be positive. If your signs are different, your result will be negative. Okay, so let's divide these. On part A, we've got negative 27 divided by 3. Our signs are different, so our answer will be negative 9. On part B, I've got negative 100 divided by negative 4. Our signs are the same, so our result will be positive 25. Okay, anytime you divide by negative 1, you get the opposite of that number. Okay, so let's divide 16 by negative 1. So anytime we divide by negative 1, we get the opposite. So the opposite of 16 is negative 16. Negative 20 divided by negative 1. The opposite of negative 20 is positive 20. Okay, so if we're going to simplify this expression, the first thing that we want to do is we want to look at what operations are going on with this thing. So we've got 7 times negative 2 plus 4 times negative 7 minus 6. According to the order of operations, we have to multiply before we add or subtract. So I have to multiply 7 times negative 2, which results in negative 14. I'm going to bring this plus sign straight down. I can go ahead and multiply this in the same step. So 4 times negative 7 is negative 28 minus 6. Now what's left here is negative 14 plus negative 28 minus 6. According to the order of operations, we work this in order from left to right. So negative 14 plus negative 28. Whenever we're adding and the signs are the same, you add and you keep that sign. So this turns into negative 42 minus 6. On this part we can do change. So really that's negative 42 plus negative 6, which is negative 48. Okay, this right here is one of the big reasons why the parentheses are so important. So I have on part A, this says I want negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. And whenever I do that, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So my answer is positive 16. Part B really says this. I've got a negative sign, just one negative sign, but then I want 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's what part B really says. So do you see the importance of those negative signs, or I'm sorry, the parentheses? So right here, I've got 4. Right here, I've got 4, but don't forget that negative sign out front. So I've got negative 16. So see how these answers are very different answers. The parentheses made all the difference in the world here. Okay, on this problem right here, we've got the order of operations going on. So order of operations says we have to do what's inside the parentheses first. So I need to do 9 minus 12 before I do anything else. You do not do that 12 minus 3 first, not according to the order of operations. So I'm just going to rewrite those, 12 minus 3, and then in parentheses, I have to do the operation of 9 minus 12, which is negative 3. Now, according to order of operations, I have to multiply before I subtract. So I've got 12 minus, what's 3 times negative 3? It's negative 9. Now I have a double negative here. So 12 plus 9 is 21. Okay, on this problem right here, according to the order of operations, I have to do my multiplication and division in order from left to right before I can add. So on this problem, I can do negative 30 divided by 2, which is negative 15, plus, I can go ahead and multiply this in the same step as well. Negative 3 times negative 20, negative 3 times negative 7 is positive 21. So now let's add these guys together. Negative 15 plus 21 is positive 6. Now we're going to evaluate 3x plus 4y minus 6 when x equals negative 1 and y equals 2. So I'm going to put negative 1 in for x right there, and I'm going to put 2 in for y right there. And remember, that means 3 times negative 1 plus 4 times 2 minus 6. So I'm going to multiply that together. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. 4 times 2 is 8. Now I'm going to work this in order from left to right. Negative 3 plus 8 is 5. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. Okay, so we're going to translate this phrase into an algebraic expression. The product of negative 2 and 14, and it also says to simplify. Product means multiply, so I'm going to do negative 2 times 14. That's the first part that I would be looking for if I were grading this on a test. Now I'm going to multiply negative 2 times 14, which is negative 28. Okay, I debated on whether or not to show you this because there is an error on this page. Can you guys tell me what the error is? It's right here. It's missing the negative sign, so this answer really should be negative 28. Negative times a positive is a negative. All right, so let's translate this to an algebraic expression and simplify. The quotient means divide, of negative 56 and negative 7. Negative 56 divided by negative 7. This is one way to write it. You also could have written it like this. And what is a negative divided by a negative? It is a positive, so this answer is positive 8.